Hello, hello, and welcome back for a little more creeping, crawling, and calamity as we once more descend into the depths of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. This time, on our trip into the dungeon, we're looking for a little bit of payback, since our last excursion into the deep ended with the tragic loss of our bounty hunter Jubal Early. Apparently, it doesn't matter whether it's getting flung out an airlock, falling down a flight of stairs, or getting bit by a rabid dog. Jubal just can't catch a fucking break, man. That guy is eternally fated to die. And not heroically. Fortunately for us, though, we were able to shore up the loss of Jubal by picking up the services of our fill-in bounty hunter here, Django Fett. As you can see, Django on the case now. And as an additional benefit, we did pick up Django at a significant discount, mostly because the Fett family name has been pretty well tarnished in the bounty hunting business thanks to their stubborn insistence on relying on what is clearly an inferior brand of jetpack technology. Hopefully our Django won't accidentally trigger his jetpack at an inopportune moment and go flying into the mouth of some arcane horror like his descendant Boba did. Or, himself, actually, when it failed to work and he got his head chopped off by Mace Windu, but I digress. I suppose we're just going to have to sort of cross our fingers and hope for the best. Anyway, we need to get to work here, so let's see what we can do about missions and a crew. We do have a number of troopers who are a little bit more stressed out than we would like, with no real opportunity to relieve that stress, particularly Roderick Usher. As you can see, Roderick, of course, being God-fearing, will only pray for stress relief, and, well, our transept had recently been occupied by the one and only caretaker here, so we didn't really have an opportunity to take advantage of relief for Sir Roderick. Let's take a look and see what missions are available, though, and then we can decide how best to apply the limited resources at our disposal. And once again, it looks like we are not going to have an opportunity to go into the Warrens. A veteran-level mission. Really, we should just try and get sort of our A-team up to level 3 so that we can just start going into the Warrens, even if it is on a veteran mission. Better payouts and rewards for the veteran level anyway. We could go take a poke at the Wizened Hag, but honestly, given the sort of stress situation for Roderick Usher, I really don't think tangling with the Hag would be a fantastic idea. I am going to move Lucy up closer to the top of this list, however, since she is rank 2 now. We're kind of running into a situation where we don't really have an abundance of healers. I would like to pick up another Vestal if I could. We do have room in the roster for it, but as you can see, no Vestals available on offer for us. So we're just going to have to kind of make do. And I'm thinking probably this is going to be really the only option for us. We don't have an abundance of available cash. We don't really need deeds all that much. We could use some more portraits, if anything. And I really want to get into the Warrens to try and pick some of those up, but it just seems like the wrong time. So let's see what we can put together here for a team. Candy Jade, of course, not going to be available. Stress is a problem for Candy. I think we're going to go with Roderick. Roderick can take some stress on this mission, and you know what? Let's just go with our full-on. We're going to go with a full-on A-team, I think. With the exception of Lucy, who's going to be sort of our fill-in healer, while Madeline Usher drinks her troubles away. If only the troubles of a Madeline or Roderick Usher could be so easily solved with something as quaint as liquor. The narrator from The Fall of the House of Usher could have just got them both drunk and had a nice orgy, and everybody would have been happy. Except Poe, who probably wouldn't have gotten paid for that story, considering he wrote it in the late 1800s. Probably wouldn't have gotten published. Anyway, let's get to provisioning here. Now, on our last time we went into the Weald, we made sort of a fool's mistake. We didn't take enough food, and we're relying on medicinal herbs instead. Let's just say that our lack of food played no small part in the demise of Jubal Early, and that's a mistake we will not be repeating. I'm going to take 3 shovels. I am still going to take 1 medicinal herb, just because I really think you really run into them a lot. So 1 is not really over-preparing. We're going to take 16 food and then some torch. Oh, you know what? This is a short mission, is it not? This is a short mission. We don't need all this food. Let's sell some of that back. We actually don't need 3 shovels either. So we're going to sell some of these items back. And then we'll just pick up some torches. For a short mission, probably 8 torches I feel is going to be sufficient. I'm getting a little more comfortable with a less than maximum light level. So I want 2 shovels, though. And where's my key? Oh, I still want a key. Alright. And I still want medicinal herbs. What's going on, game? You're just throwing shit in and out of my inventory at random. Either that or I just had like a fucking mild stroke and didn't realize what the hell I was doing. Anyway, let's get to work. Honestly, the mild stroke thing is not entirely out of the question. Could easily be the case. Periodically, I just stroke out a little and spend a moment or two in a brief, happy place where everything is good and the world is kind and lovely. This is a medium mission. I did not bring enough shovels. We have to explore 90% of these rooms, too. I am an idiot. There is no greater detriment to any of my plans than myself. Really, there is not. That's not at all what I wanted to do. Alright, so let's try and figure out how best to go about this. We've got 14 rooms, which means there are 2. We have to explore all of them but 2. Alright, let's start working here. We're going to have to head down this way at least some. We have a mummy. Do we want to mess with the mummy? Let's have Randolph Carter, who has been living a charmed life, really, when it comes to investigating things. Randolph Carter rarely comes up with a negative result, so Randy's going to be our designated sort of pilferer here. 25 gold. Could have hoped for better. And how much of my food did I sell back? I bet I sold... How much? I have 12 food. I've inadvertently put myself in the same situation I was in last time, where we're almost guaranteed to have to find some sort of beast. Oh, thank Christ. Alright. We got very, very lucky here in that we did encounter a beast carcass, and my own idiocy is not necessarily going to haunt me forever. Yeah, 20 food is probably enough, actually. Okay. I'm feeling better now. I'm still not feeling good, but I am feeling better. If we can get to this room without any combat, I will probably just turn around.
Nature herself.
That'll be 2 rooms at the end that remain unexplored, and if we can get these 3 kind of explored on the cheap, we will absolutely take advantage of that, head the other way, because we got to go that way anyway. We've actually also picked up 1,000 gold for basically nothing. I can't help but feel that we're going to encounter a fight here. Probably should have burned a torch. Did not burn a torch. That is very interesting. We're going to have... I mean, we're definitely going to get in a fight in this room. But on the plus side, it does have heirlooms. You know, I think the heirlooms are probably worth battling for. Let's go for it. Dismas, if you get that trap, sir. Thank you. Nicely done. Dismas, of course, our designated trap man, much like Randolph Carter is our designated pilferer. And you may notice I'm going a little bit light on the torches here, because I didn't bring enough, and since we haven't encountered any fights, I'm not really overly concerned about burning them, but we know there's going to be a fight in here, so we're going to torch up. That get us to 75. 75 is enough. And we will probably not burn any on the way back either. Yes, the torch gambit has paid off. We picked up some supplies. That's gonna hold us in very good stead. Oh, Dismas is in the wrong spot. We can still get away with this. So we're going to have Dismas Duelist advance. I changed his skills a little bit, where I'm looking for more of a bouncing, sort of versatile build where he can move in different positions. Really, mostly it's based on taking advantage of point-blank shot whenever possible. So we started him out in the wrong slot. We would like him to begin every fight basically from the front, henceforth. Let's go for a stun. 6 damage and the stun, which is exactly what we wanted. Let's Holy Lance. This could get a kill. Actually, I've muddied my own plans because I advanced back in front of Dismas, but that's okay. We'll just Grave Shot Blast instead. It's not a problem. It's going to get us a kill there, too. One of these units is stunned. You know what? Let's just Sacrificial Stab the stun guy. Make sure he goes down. Randolph, of course, with the Mighty Crit. Yeah, let's try for the stun. If we can get it, it'll be good. A team enemy will not even get a chance to go. No such luck, though. A little groping swipe, that's fine. We'd like to get to kill with Roderick Usher. If you know what? No. Inspiring Cry, Roderick. We're going to have Roderick Usher reduce his own stress. Stress is a problem for him, and if we can have him just sort of take advantage of it and reduce his own, we absolutely will. A little lunge there. Facial stabbing from Randolph Carter. Going to finish things off. And that's one fight victory achieved. Tome of Holy Healing. Reasonable. Swift Cloak. Pretty good, actually. Let's see You want to take a poke in this old coffin there, Dismas? It should have good stuff in it. Yeah, there you go. Hidden treasures. So we came in here and fought this fight for 200 gold. You know, that actually didn't even pay for the torches we burned to walk into the room. Slowly. This Tome of Holy Healing is very interesting, though. Now, the problem is Lucy Pevensey, if we equip this, is going to have very little in the overall health department, but she will heal herself for a buttload. A Swift Cloak is interesting. I'm actually considering putting that on Randolph Carter. What's his accuracy like? Pretty good. Dismas? Half-cocked Jack, rather, I guess. Keep calling these... I don't know why I keep calling him Dismas. It's just that's his default name, and I can't help get around it. Somewhere a Shafto is rolling over in their grave as a result of that, but I shall struggle henceforth to make sure and call Jack by his appropriate name. I'm also considering giving him this cloak. Half-cocked Jack is already very quick. You know what? I think it's... Yeah, we're going to give it to Jack. From his new position in the front, having him lead things off and go first is going to be very important. So let's start our journey back the way we came, then. Still got a long road to hole. A long roll to hole. Okay. That's very Hollywood there. That's how many young starlets actually get their... well, and, you know, and male stars, too. I don't want to discriminate, but... how many of them get their starts? They got to give up the hole in order to return for a roll. So it's a roll to hole. What I meant to say, though, was that we have quite a long row to hoe still on this mission. We got plenty of opposition waiting for us, and not necessarily as many resources as we need, especially if we're going to keep getting this hunger pop up. When we get down to 8 food, I will camp. If we're going to have to starve, I would prefer that we starve after camping as opposed to starve while camping, because you're going to get stress either way. It's best to get the stress reduction by feasting during camp. So if we get down to 8 food, I will just immediately camp. We'll break camp, or make camp rather, in the next room we come to. Made it back to our starting position without significant trouble. Another beast carcass, outstanding actually. Randy, if you would take a look into this and maybe apply some of those found medicinal herbs. Brilliant. Okay, that's a ton of food, and in fact, we're going to eat some of that straight away. We now have more than enough food, really. More than enough. Some stress. The stress of walking around in the dark is actually starting to kind of pile up on Sir Roderick there. We definitely need to keep an eye on Roderick's stress. He's only 13 away from a freak out. Fight wouldn't really go awry at this point, just as an opportunity for stress relief for Sir Roderick. One tempting goblet, one vomit, anything like that. We got surprised, and we are in the total darkness here, which is not good. Duelist advance, we're going to put Sir old half-cocked Jack back up front there. A little bit of facial stabbing to finish off that ectoplasm. Let's see if we can get a stun with a judgment. A little bit of dazzling light and some free torch power. There we go. Didn't get the stun. Lucy Pevensey gonna touch a little bit of slime as a result. That's not really a problem. So Roderick gonna inspiring cry and heal himself, as well as recover 4 stress. Just trying to pick up, and this should be the end of Johnny Ectoplasm there. Yeah, 17 damage from a point-blank shot. It's fantastic work.
Victories mount, so too will resistance.
And we're gonna move Half-Cock back up front, where he makes an attractive target. I did not bring anywhere close to enough torches. How many rooms have we got left? One of these we can skip. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got to go at least 6. You know what? We're gonna brave some of these in the dark. We just got in a fight. Let's gamble and make sure just gamble on a chance there's no fight here. That worked nicely. We did scout as well, which is excellent. So we have 1 fight between us and the next 2 rooms. So let's burn torches now then. You know what? 1 more. That'll leave us 2 for sort of the final push. On the plus side, our under-preparing in the provisions department will have the advantage of saving us some cash. So, I mean, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but at least it's going to save us some money. Massive critical there. And that was significant stress reduction as well. Well done from Half-Cocked Jack. Pulling the gun, slinging it like an old-timey Western movie. Working solid for us. Lucy, what do you want to do here? I say go for the stun. You could heal yourself, but these guys are surprised. Let's try and pile it on while we've got the chance. Sacrificial stab, of course, for Randolph Carter, getting the facial stabbings delivered. Facial stabbings are a specialty of his. Once again, gonna rallying cry here with Sir Roderick. And, you know, I think we'll go for the duelist advance here. Gonna get the kill on a cultist. Somebody's gonna get bit by a mean dog. That's gonna be Sir Roderick. Not a critical, so we're not really worried about it. Sir Roderick, once again, why don't you go ahead and go for the stress heal. It's good. And Randolph Carter following up with the wicked facial stabbing and some additional stress relief. I think overall on this mission so far, our total stress has gone down and our cash reserves have gone up wildly, so things are going pretty well. We really kind of needed an easy win after our last mission, I gotta admit. Morale was low after the loss of Jubal early. Mighty Bounty Hunter was a solid part of our team. Sure, we did pick up Django Fett to replace him, but you know, just the extra clichéness of having one of the Fett members on our team sort of makes it an even more crippling loss. And we are going to end in ideally the perfect spot, actually. 2 fights between us in the end, and that's fine because one of them's in a treasure room. So we would probably have fought that anyway, given the choice. Let's somebody's going to get coated in sticky sap here, I have a feeling. Oh, sometimes a tree is just a tree. Man, I'm telling you, Randolph Carter is just the luckiest son of a bitch of all time. So we're going to eat there, and we can probably set up camp in this next room, and by probably, I mean we're definitively going to camp here. So we've got 2 fights between us and end of mission. We got the chunk of firewood. No reason to not use it. We have plenty of food, so we get some additional stress relief as well. And we may not even be forced to send Roderick to the cloister to pray after this. So let's feast. Everyone is now in perfect condition, and we have 12 time to sort of adjust our camping skills. Clean guns is just, it's amazing. You should have it on all of your highwaymen if you're playing along with us. This is a must-have ability, and it's just fantastic. It's good enough that it almost warrants camping at the beginning of a mission just to use. 10 extra accuracy, an extra 20% damage, and more critical. It really is fantastic. We're also going to bandit sense just to reduce the chance that we get surprised. What can we do about stress relief? Nobody else really needs stress relief, so Zealous Speech, not really great. Stand Tall might be useful if we have a couple extra time. Abandon Hope is not that good. Randolph Carter is at 0 stress. We have no use for that. He doesn't really need... I mean, he can heal himself more and get 5 additional speed, so Unspeakable Commune is a potential chance for us there. A chant... This is overall healing and stress reduction. You know what? I think we're going to actually pray. We're going to pray with Sir Roderick, because we know that will give Sir Roderick abundant stress relief. That was a pretty good use of our time. Now, we could either encourage and reduce his stress by 10, or we could go for the Unspeakable Commune to make Randolph Carter much more effective in combat. An interesting choice. I think we're going to go with just encouraging. Try and get Randolph's stress as low as possible, and then we'll just take a quick sleep here. Dismas hasn't seen anything he's not prepared for, or rather half-cocked Jack. And that guy's seen some shit, so if he's not seen anything he's not prepared for, you know we're in a good situation. Lucy Pevensey, of course, enjoying the meal provided. She was very grateful for the abundance food supply. Seems like more of an Edmund sort of thing, really. I mean, Turkish Delight did get him in no small amount of trouble, but Lucy apparently failing to learn from his lesson. Randy, you want to check out this mystery box? See if maybe Gwyneth Paltrow's head is in there? Nope, no head of Gwyneth Paltrow, but things that are equally valuable. I don't know what the dollar value on Gwyneth Paltrow's head is. Like, if she tried to insure her head with Woods of London, I wonder what the over-under on that is. What do you think they'd rate her at? What would be the premium on Gwyneth Paltrow's head? I bet it would be pretty high. Rare miss from Randolph Carter there. So this is going to be a definitive kill for Half-Cocked Jack. Yeah, that's one skeleton who won't be troubling anyone in the near future. Or ever again, for that matter. Bit of a bleed there for Half-Cocked Jack. Not really a problem. The Stressful Incantation I am not entirely enthused about. Let's go for the Zealous Accusation here. 9 aggregate damage from Sir Roderick. That is adequate. We'd go for the heal here, but really I think probably Lucy being the only one who's really hurt. A Judgment may be a better bet. 3 healing for Lucy and a kill. And it's going to be a duelist advance, I have a feeling, here for old Half-Cocked Jack. 8 damage. Let's take a look at this. 4 to 9. And it's going to put him in... You know what? I think we'd be better off here with an Open Vein, which doesn't do 5 to 10. Better chance to get the kill. Let's Open Vein. Alright, so the right choice there
Remind yourself that
gets us an extra key and another dose of medicinal herbs, although I really feel we're pretty unlikely to encounter a beast carcass between here and our destination since we already know what's in the road. Alright, so we're going to be battling a small quartet of spiders here for sort of our final treasure in the dungeon. And Half-Cocked Jack may be able to sort of... Yeah, there you go. Triple kill with a single grape shot blast. That was quite impressive. Randolph Carter with the miss there, or rather, the spider with the dodge. Lucy Pevensey going to throw a stun out, and this guy's not even going to get a swing then. Yep, it's going to be all over, folks. I'm actually going to Inspiring Cry. I want the additional cheap stress relief. I have every confidence here that Half-Cocked Jack is going to kill that guy. Thanks for making me look like an asshole, Jack. Appreciate it. No, it was nicely done. I mean, it really was quite funny, quite clever. You're a witty man, Half-Cocked Jack. Still got a cheap free stress relief from old Randy's giant critical there at the end. And some extra cash. We've got an abundant supply of cash here, I gotta say. We've really got a lot. An unlocked strong box. You know what? I'm gonna use a key on it anyway. Didn't do anything. Don't care. Because it's gonna be trapped. Always trapped. Unlock strong box. It's always trapped. You know what? We've actually reduced our overall stress. Let's keep going. We got to do a couple more rooms here, so things are going pretty damn well. Not long to go now. Randy, why don't you check out the tree with the eerie spider web? You know what? Let's put a torch on that. Doesn't do anything. I'm just curious. I wonder. I've yet to discover the method for defeating the eerie spider web. I'm not sure what goes on in it. I know it's not. I know it's not the holy water. It's not the holy water. It's not a torch. Speaking of torches, let's crack one before we go in this room. What's that? 71. You know what? Let's go ahead and max our light then. We'll use the last of our torches. Prefer to avoid getting surprised if at all possible. We really kind of need not just a win, but a big win on this one. After the loss of Jubal. Morale is low. We need to try and recover as best as possible. One more room to go. Dismiss. Trap for you. Nope, no dice.
Mechanical hazards.
Not even Half-Cocked Jack can win them all. And I'm continually calling him Dismiss. I'm going to do that. So. Man, that was quite a serious blight. We have a ton of food still, right? Yes. You know what, Jack? Why don't you take a bit of a nosh here? And seriously, I mean, just full on, make a giant greedy pig of yourself. That's cool. Just eat it all. And what's in the box? Some extra heirlooms. Good. We can use deeds. We can use crests. We need both of those things. Upgrades are good. Out of torchlight, so this is our final room right here. Mission Ender, and the opposition here is pretty goddamn minimal, so this guy's just dead. Lucy, I don't think Lucy has thrown a single heal this entire mission. And I am not complaining. I like it when she's not called upon to heal. That means things are going well. Facial stabbing from Randy. It's got a kill. Enemy team is not even going to get to make an effort here. Yes, I'm going to Rallying Cry. I want the guaranteed stress relief. I know you're saying, he could also get stress relief for a kill, and that is true, but he can also get stress relief from a mission in, too. So, I'm taking a slam dunk. Not going to take a chance. I'm just going to take my 4. Who wants to look in the tent, Randy? It's sort of your thing. Why don't you check it out? What valuables in that tent? Of course there are valuables in that tent.
Trinkets and baubles.
Well, we don't need his torch, so we're just going to discard that. We'll pick up an extra portrait, and we're going to bail. So, despite my every effort to sort of shoot myself in the foot, clearly I'm a terrible shot and can't even hit my own fucking foot from my waist. Probably couldn't hit my own ball bag with my swinging dick either. But despite my best efforts, I still managed to pull success from the jaws of defeat. So, usually I go the other way with that, snatching defeat from the jaws of success, but not this time. Let's take a look here. We did have a couple of our guys head to level 3, which is something of a drawback because these guys now will no longer go on sort of apprentice level missions. It's veteran or only for those guys. Can't help but notice Randolph Carter didn't pick up an ability while leveling. That's unfortunate. Half-Cocked Jack and Lucy still available, of course, for submissions, which is fine. We can backfill with kind of an team if the need arises. We do want to get them to level 3 as quick as possible, however, and as strange as this may sound, it's possible our first mission in the Warrens may be actually a veteran level mission. Karen Murphy came back from the brothel. That's fine. Looks like Murph's stress is completely gone. Madeline Usher's drinking had the desired effect. Simpkin also enjoying a little bit of pleasure and is no longer paranoid. Looks like he's still in the tavern, however. So Candy Jade needs to visit the brothel. That's a definitive. That's got to happen. So let's start working on our stress relief. Now Candy will only go to the brothel. Oh, actually Simpkin is in the brothel. What's Simpkin's stress look like? We may kick him out. Simpkin? Simpkin's stress is all but... You know what? Yeah. Get out of there. Quit hogging a brothel, man. You gotta fucking spread the wealth, Simpkin. Come on. You know. Share those hookers. Don't be greedy. Don't hog them all for yourself. That's literally the only thing Candy will do, so we kind of got to take a chance there. Quasimodo, this guy has no drawbacks. The only problem with this is I don't really like lepers. I don't think they're that great. Still, a little stress relief couldn't hurt. We can use him as a tank in a pinch, so let's just have him drink. You know, I think drinking is probably the best bet for Quasimodo. We could do some small upgrading here. We have 9 portraits. Let's take a look and see what else may need upgraded now that we have a little bit of available cash. Our blacksmith, we can upgrade our weapons and armor to level 2. We only have a couple troopers that could go to level 3, so that's not really that important. Let's take a look at the guild, though. I really do want to start working some skilled upgrades. Yeah, that's... Good upgrade. I do want to have rank 3 weapons and armor, actually, before we send anybody into a veteran mission. We want them to be all 3s across the board. Skills 3, armor, weapons 3. We don't have enough portraits to upgrade this yet. I'm just trying to decide. You know, actually, I think training regimen would probably be better for it at this point to get the discount, because we are going to have to train them up to 3. Yeah, let's reduce the cost, and then we can probably pick up 5 portraits without too much difficulty. So that seems like a reasonable upgrade. Our blacksmith, we don't have enough yet. Well, we can do weaponsmithing to level 3. Let's do that. Take weaponsmithing up to level 3. The weapons are more important. Armor is very important as well, but I really feel weapons are probably the priority. And we do have 1 slot left. We want to pick up another Vestal if we can. Bouchard is ready. And has almost the sort of ideal skill layout for us, so I think we are going to pick her up. And since she is probably doomed to die, I think it's appropriate to give her the name Chrysania. We are going to give her the name of an equally doomed sort of healer. Light sensitive, even doubly appropriate for Chrysania, because, you know, as a blind chick, she's not really that light sensitive, so it's kind of an ironic quirk. Anyway, got that sorted. Our roster is now full once we've got Chrysania on board, and we do. So there we go. That's sorted. We are going to take her to the guild, because it's likely she's going to be going on our next mission. We're going to make sure she has the abilities we prefer, and that's just going to be Divine Comfort. And let's go ahead and get her equipped so she is sorted in the proper fashion. We'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Got her ready. Anybody else who requires any training? Roderick and Randy, you guys can sort of lay low for a minute. Our next mission, we're probably going to take Halfcock Jack and Madeline Usher. Karen Murphy, of course, we can use as our tank, so let's just get Karen sorted. Let's take a look at Murph's abilities. Murphy may need some skill upgrades. Oh, Murph's max upgraded. Excellent. All right, let's make sure these guys are all max upgraded, actually. Sort of prioritize. Halfcock Jack, ready to rock. Madeline, I believe Madeline also. Yeah, she's ready to rock as well. So we're just going to need a 4th for this this party here. We could take Doctor Strange. We haven't had him on a mission yet. And I do very much like the occultists. They bring a lot to the table. Let's take a look at Doctor Strange. Need a little ability adjustment for the Doctor. Alternatively, we could take either Hannibal or possibly Dr. Moreau, but I really am not a huge fan of the Plague Doctor. A little bit, Simpkin actually could be a strong 3rd slot companion for us as well. You know what? I think we may go with Simpkin. Now, let's get some experience. Doctor Strange will be better suited. It'd be better to get Doctor Strange some experience and get him sort of where we want him. So, Sacrificial Stab, Weird Reconstruction, Vulnerability, Hacks he already has. Really, the only thing we're looking for here is we want Abyssal Artillery, just so we can swap that out. And that's got the good Doctor. locked, ready, and roll. So our next mission is all set. We've got everything right the way we want it, and with that done, then I think we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Of course, if you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comments section. Your support really does mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to see more Darkest Dungeon 3 times a week, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, feel free to subscribe as well. We'll see you again soon.